Okay, so we're just gonna make a quick start, guys, and then we've got Krishnee joining us on the panel. Krishnee, I don't know if you're here, if you can see us as well. Yeah, Krishnee is there. So we're just gonna make a quick start as we wait for a few other, and I'll just share the slide with you as well. Just making sure we've got the video set as well, and we are ready to go. Okay, so thank you very much, Niamh, Hafiza, Melwyn, Krishnee, Vashil, and Nooreen for, obviously Nooreen will join us later on as well. So quick agenda, we are recording it as well. So we'll have a quick introduction and then there'll be a keynote from Niamh, and then Hafiza will introduce the different categories. And then our winner, Melwyn, will be talking about, about families on his story. We'll have Krishnee talking as a finalist. Vashil as a winner, and then Nooreen will join us later, and then we'll have a quick panel discussion as well. Okay, so thank you. We've only, Hafiza, we only got one attendee at the moment, so if we obviously recording purposes, we can proceed, and then we'll see how it goes. Thank you, Niamh, Hafiza, Melwyn, Krishnee, Nooreen, and Vashil for giving back your time. Thanks a million on behalf of everyone. So just quickly who I am in terms of introduction: love construction, love learning, love sharing, passion about giving back. 19 years in construction industry, and I was a finalist in the Untitled Award. So honored, privileged, and humbled to be amongst you today. In terms of mentee, I think we've only got one, so I'm just going to move on to the next video quickly before I formally introduce Niamh. So just making sure I've got that set, and we are ready to go.
My name is Niamh, and I'm a UK Alumni Award winner for professional achievement. I'm a fellow at the Brookings Doha Center and an adjunct assistant professor at Georgetown University in Qatar.
My name is Rajan Woodruff, and I'm the Global Social Impact Award winner. Bulungula Incubator is an organization that is located in South Africa. What we do is all the goods and services you need to enable human flourishing.
My name is Mamunur Rahman. I am Alumni Award winner for entrepreneurialism. Alapad is the reusable sanitary napkin. In Bangladesh, 80% of women don't have access to sanitary napkin, so we are offering the product.
It was thrilling to get the award. The application process on its own is a rewarding experience in the sense that it forces you to reflect on your achievements, where you are.
Okay, Hafiza, are you saying the video is not playing?
I can only hear the audio. I can't see the video.
Okay, just one sec.
Same, actually.
Okay.
You are right now and how you can do things better.
Yes.
It was overwhelming almost to see how much effort the British Council put in to connecting us with very important and distinguished people. We had a number of meetings with parliamentarians.
I couldn't imagine in my life that people like that sort of high profile will show respect to my work.
It was really lovely to meet everyone, establishing new relationships with politicians and policymakers, and sort of exploring tangible ways to work together.
This award simply gives you a globally recognized stamp. So it opens doors for us not just in the UK, opens doors for us around the globe.
They helped me create a wide network across the world and back in my country as well.
It's just been really nice to take this walk down memory lane, whether it's at Durham, where I did my PhD, or here at SOAS, where I did my master's. It feels like I've come back home in a way.
UK educational institutions are of the best in the world. The student experience is vibrant, it's diverse. I was able to study with students from all over the world.
If you want academic excellence, and if you want a stimulating intellectual environment, then you should come and study in the UK.
They gave me a lifetime learning opportunity, I would say.
I think that there are a lot of scholars and policymakers and practitioners who are UK alumni who are doing excellent and amazing work. I would encourage them to apply for the purpose of drawing attention to the important work that they do, and this award is a really great way to do that.
Okay, so we'll introduce quickly the country director of British Council. So you see my screen coming up right now. So just making sure. So Niamh Allen, country director for Mauritius British Council. So thank you very much, Niamh, for giving back your time today. And we're going to get Niamh to obviously share a few words as a keynote speech to all of us. Niamh, take it away.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first ever webinar on why you should apply to the UK Alumni Awards 2022. I know that we're grateful to have UK alumni on the call today. Mauritians who have studied in the UK, returned to Mauritius and used their experience and knowledge to contribute to society through their chosen professions. And you'll hear in a few minutes from some of our alumni on what they're actually doing in Mauritius now. UK education continues to inspire generations of young people, and graduates continue to create their own successful paths. Over the years, we've had Nobel Prize winners, Olympians, Oscar awardees, and many, many more. UK graduates using their education to become champions and leaders in their fields. And in doing so, they have become the very best ambassadors for both the UK and Mauritius. The UK is a multicultural society with a rich diversity of culture, languages, and faiths. And international students contribute significantly to their enriching environment, which is one of the reasons why the UK is such a brilliant place to study. The Study UK Alumni Awards recognise outstanding achievements made by UK alumni in Mauritius. And as I said, we have the evidence on this before our eyes on this call. The awards, of course, reflect and celebrate the strengths of the UK higher education system and the impact a UK education can have on individuals, their communities, and countries. So I'm delighted to be here with everybody on this call to hopefully answer a few questions and also give some insight into the new exciting categories that we have this year for the Alumni Awards. And on that note, I'm going to pass over to Hafiza, who's going to tell us more about these new categories. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Niamh. So yes, as Niamh mentioned and Anil did earlier, we actually have 4 new categories this year. The entire UK Alumni Awards underwent a rebranding, and to align with the way that sectors are evolving, we thought it was very important to create new categories that applicants could relate to, and UK alumni could find themselves and recognize their sectors within. So I'll just share the 4 new categories. These are Science and Sustainability Award. It's recognizing UK alumni who've distinguished themselves through their careers and achievements in the world of science and sustainability, and who can demonstrate the impact and scale of their achievements in their professional and beyond. Some areas of work can include climate action, clean energy, medicine, sustainable cities and communities, engineering, industry, and construction as well. The next one is Culture and Creativity Award. This is all about UK alumni who've carved a career for themselves in the arts and culture. So we are looking for individuals who can demonstrate their artistic ingenuity, influence, and creativity. Areas of work include arts, design, media, video, TV, music, bloggers, vloggers, YouTubers, and the humanities as well. The third category is Social Action Award. And this recognizes alumni who've made an exceptional contribution and commitment to creating positive social change and improving the lives of others. Areas of work include reducing inequality, poverty, and hunger, education and upskilling, peace and justice. And last but not least is Business and Innovation Award, which recognizes UK alumni who have been active in initiating and contributing to innovative or creative business ideas and new ideas, solutions, or business opportunities that have the potential for growth. Areas of work include entrepreneurship, business, and technology. So there you go. Those are the 4 new categories of the UK Alumni Awards, and we're really excited to see UK alumni apply for these. So Anil, I'll hand back over to you for the next part.
Yeah, and just before we get the panelists over as well, I've got a nice video which I want to share with you, and just making sure we've got the sign ready as well for this one. And Hafiza, just let me know if it's all good. Yeah, I'm just making sure it's all good stuff. Here we go. Okay, so thank you very much indeed, everyone, and thank you, Niamh, and thank you, Hafiza, as well. Huge appreciate, of course. We'll move on to Melwyn, our first speaker and panelist. Melwyn, honored and delighted to have you today as well, and we look forward to hear your story. And obviously, if you can share your story a bit of how you got to where you are today. And of course, we'll have the panel discussion later. So everybody can have a big round of applause with your little emoji. A hands up to our winner, Entrepreneur Award. He beat me to it, but it's fine. So Melwyn, take it away.
Hi, everyone, and hi, Anil. Well, Niamh, Hafiza, and Anil, Krishnee, and Vashil, and all the attendees today. Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me to participate in this event. And it was with a great pleasure that I'm here today to share about my experience and how it helped me to be part of this UK adventure. Well, my story started when I started my degree. Well, it's a bit my sister who encouraged me to go for a UK degree, and I don't regret now. And when I started my degree, I did a degree in software engineering, that is in computing, from the University of Portsmouth. And when I started that back then, people was talking, I was hearing words like big data, artificial intelligence, and drones, which looked like buzzwords for me. And I said, wow, these are just stories. But right now, I see that all the things that I have learned back then are in our daily life now. And have I not studied them back then, I wouldn't have been able to take this position that I have today. Just to share a bit about me, I'm the director of Air Access, a company that provides service and manufacture drones in Africa. I'm also the director of Big Idea, a company that provides website and ERP, that is enterprise resource planning solution for companies. I also provide a service for a concierge service that is called Keynote Concierge Service. And I also work in the smart card industry. Well, as part of my job, so I develop software for companies. I have developed risk management software that help today to reduce money laundering. I provide solution for drones for inspection of website of sites and construction sites, and inspection of equipment and surveillance. And above all of this, I have been able to integrate all this knowledge that I had in the social aspect. As member of the National Board of Caritas, which is an NGO in Mauritius. And also in my locality, I'm the president of the managing board of the Center of Learning, which help to empower youth in an underprivileged area. Well, I must say that why the UK alumni is so important in Mauritius, is why I feel that British Council is so much important for me in Mauritius, is that when I finished my degree, I felt that disconnect that I had with regard to my degrees and all the things and all the maze that I had while doing my degree. I even have friends who have been talking about reverse culture shock. That is, you've been to UK, it's a whole new culture, and now you need to get back in Mauritius, but you have changed inside. So how the bridge that keep open between my studies and the country was British Council. And I must say a big thank to all these people at the British Council. We have two of them who are right here today. And I must say that this is the landmark, it is the anchor that helped me to remain constant with regard to my university and with regard to all the activities. And one of the big activities that was quite important for me was when I participated in FameLab in 2017. Because when I participated in FameLab, I had this template of question that is 3-minute question, 3-minute speech, and 2 minutes of question and answer. And guess what? 6 months later, I was in front of the World AI Show event. And then I was doing a pitch competition, which was in which format? 3-minute speech and 2 minutes question. And I was lucky than all the others because I had this experience of FameLab. I had this coaching with the UK staff, with the people that came from UK to train us. I had this coaching with the British Council team. And guess what? I won the competition, the local competition. I won the African competition. And when I was one of the finalists at Silicon Valley. And all of this, I owe this to the British Council and these kinds of events that they do to them. And furthermore, as Anil has just said later on, I also participated to the competition of the UK alumni, and I was lucky to win the competition. And I felt I was really touched when the Vice Chancellor of my university even sent me a message on that event. And I feel really welcome and more than welcome by all the people that reconnected with me after that event. And maybe you might be asking, is this all? I know I have already told a lot, but just to tell you, the journey hasn't ended because the British Council has always been here, and they continue their work throughout activities like training that they have provided to all the finalists and the participants. And now we have even other awards and other events that is upcoming. So thanks to British Council, thanks for your UK alumni and everyone that have done this British Council have this UK experience. Do apply and do join this community of FameLab. Over to you, Anil.
Fantastic, Melwyn. Thank you very much indeed. Big round of applause for Melwyn there. Fantastic inspirational figure for our country. He's also known as the Barack Obama in Mauritius. So thank you very much indeed, guys. Moving on to next one is Krishnee. Krishnee, good to see you there as well. With all your beautiful books at the back, love to read them all. So just to let you know, Krishnee, quickly, so if you can introduce yourself, your story, and also, just share your story. You are the finalist in 2018. So please, if you can just obviously share your story with us all, and take it away.
Hi, everyone. Niamh, Hafiza, Anil, Melwyn, Vashil, and Nooreen will be joining us later. So I'm very glad to be here today, and I think that it's a way of giving back. So I'm just going to share my story, how I was lucky enough to get a scholarship by the government of Mauritius to go and do my undergraduate studies at UCL. So I did my LLB with French law at UCL in London, and then I moved on to do my LLM at the University of Law, which was also in London, and then my second master's, an MA in international studies and diplomacy at SOAS. So I have studied at 3 UK higher education institutions, and I can say that my experience has been a life-changing experience for me. So the academic that I am today, the person that I am today, the researcher, the social activist, I think I owe it to a large extent to what I experienced in the UK. So apart from the excellent quality education that you are imparted by your professors at UK universities, throughout my stay in London, I was based in London for most of the time in Bloomsbury. And it was very great because there was the London, the British Museum and the British Library just across the street. So that was really great. But apart from the academic excellence that you get in while studying in the UK, what is also what I found to be really empowering is the cultural values that the British people have. And also London was such a cosmopolitan city, like many other cities in the UK. And what I gained from, apart from the academic experience, I think what I gained was a sense of always being on time. And then, because, you know, in Mauritius, we operate island time, so it's different. So always being on time, courteous to people. And as Melwyn said, you know, when I came back to Mauritius, I had to adapt again, reverse culture shock, because at supermarkets, at different places, I would say hello, good morning, I would say thank you, which in Mauritius it's the case, but not like in the UK. So, and then what I also developed, I think, during these years in the UK was a sense of stoicism. I think British people, they are very stoical, and, you know, they whatever situation they are found to be in, they always find the strength to come out of it stronger. So I think I really imbibed myself with these values. So in terms of the academic knowledge and skills that I gained, I followed the LLB course at the University College London, and I must admit that I'm still in touch with my professors. I'm still in touch with my dissertation supervisor, my undergraduate dissertation supervisor, who has now moved to Australia. And I'm an alumni ambassador at the University College London. I'm also an alumni ambassador at the University of Law and at SOAS. So I think that as I said, apart from the academic experience and, you know, soaking in the culture, the values, all the different places that, you know, the beautiful countryside, I think I got a complete education that I might not have received if I had studied anywhere else. So I'm really grateful. And I'm now a lecturer and I teach law at the University of Mauritius. And one of the reasons why I am a lecturer at the University of Mauritius, I never imagined that I would be a lecturer teaching law. I thought I didn't have the patience, but you know, it became my vocation. And one of the reasons is I specialize in climate change and environmental law. And this is because I followed a module in my second master's known as Climate Change Policy and Energy Policy at SOAS. So this module inspired me to study further and to be a specialist in climate change law and policy. And I'm now doing my PhD. So I think that the reason why I teach environmental law and climate change law and policy at the University of Mauritius is that I have had the experience and the knowledge from SOAS and also from the UCL, and I try to impart knowledge and skills in the same way that I've learned from my professors back in England. I try to work to that standard, establish that standard, and I always remember, you know, the great support, the encouragement that I received from my professors, the inspiration. And I try to impart this to my Mauritian students. So I was a finalist for the social impact category for the inaugural awards in Mauritius in 2018. And I can say that, you know, being a finalist has been really a great journey, and it still is. We have the chance to grow, to learn, and to be leaders in our community. And we also have the chance to be part of a network of brilliant minds, doers, dreamers, thinkers, So I think that's really great, and we're really grateful that as finalists and winners, we are invited to events where we can, you know, find an occasion to chat with a fellow awardee, and then, you know, just an idea comes up and then we can collaborate. And just for example, just now, one of the finalists in 2018, who is my colleague at the University of Mauritius, Dr. Mahen Guruchan. So we're collaborating with the British High Commission, and this week we are running a Green Week at Middlesex University, where we are raising awareness among students about climate change in Mauritius ahead of COP26. So this is the kind of things that we can do together to create a better Mauritius. So using the experience, the inspiration, everything that we gain from the UK and bring it to Mauritius, to the local community level, to make Mauritius a better place. So I would strongly encourage the potential applicants to apply, and if you need any help throughout the application process, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. Thank you so much.
Okay, Krishnee, thank you very much indeed. A big round of applause for Krishnee, of course. Truly inspiring, and I'm sure we need many more like yourself, Krishnee. So thank you very much indeed. We'll have a bit more deeper conversation in the panel discussion. We'll move on to Vashil, the winner of Social Impact in 2018, 3 years ago already. So a massive round of applause for Vashil there. Thank you very much indeed, Vashil, for your time and for giving back. So Vashil, take it away. Just your story quickly before we move on to Nooreen, who will join us later on.
Thank you very much, Anil, and thank you, British Council, for this platform to expose my work, my journey, actually. So my journey goes back along on 2004, yeah, where I joined the Sports and Literacy Club at Lallmamode, where I live. So I started volunteering there then. So that's when the love story between me and volunteering started. And it went on. I went with the Ministry of Youth at Appadoo Youth Center, where I became a youth animator, a street and peer educator at the age of 16. Then at the age of 19, I joined the Eradication of Absolute Poverty program from the Ministry of Finance as a social worker. Then when there was the creation of the new Ministry of Social Integration, I joined NEF, National Empowerment Foundation, as a case supervisor. Then I finished there in 2014 as a project executive. And also between 2009 and 2014, in 2012, I went for the International Youth Peace Festival in Chandigarh in India. We were like 10 delegates from Mauritius. And from there, we got the idea that why not organize something like this in Mauritius. In 2013, we were the first one who organized the International Youth Forum in Mauritius with 80 international participants over 7 days residential. And it was a very, very big milestone for me as the conference manager for the International Youth Forum. And also in 2013, I was invited by the Princess of the Kingdom of Morocco for a conference for Observatoire des droits de l'enfant, and also the Model United Nations there. And in 2014, I was selected for the Mandela Washington Fellow in 2014, where I went to University of Delaware in the US. And we had a 3-month course on civic leadership. And the last week we met with Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, and we had so many chats and so many things that we could do for Africa.
So Vashil, just quick one. You met Barack Obama?
Yes, Barack Obama, and I was also on the Committee of Welfare of African Girls Committee, and that committee was chaired with by Michelle Obama. So I was sitting just like next to her like this.
Sure. Wow.
Yes, and that was and the committee was for 2 years. Even in 2016, we did our last meeting, online meeting. with her, and she was so supportive with all the projects about girls' welfare in Africa. So when in 2014, when I returned from the US, I joined immediately the National Women Council, and I not stayed long there because there was something the new government came on with, and I had to they terminated my offer. Then it was a blessing in disguise because I got a job in IREX, which is an American institution. I was there as project field officer, and they sent me to Zimbabwe, where I spent 6 months in Zimbabwe in a very rural, remote village with no water, no electricity for 6 months. And I was there just to write projects and to boost an NGO, which was Rural Unity for Development Organization. So for the 6 months, I wrote like 8 projects, and among 8, 5 got fundings. And then I had to leave for my next post, and it was at Nigeria, but my family didn't let me go because it was too dangerous. So I stayed, and in 2016, I got the training scholarship, 2016, 2017. So I was at University of Bradford doing my master's for project planning and management. And there, actually, I didn't had a university life before because I was doing part-time social work degree, my degree in social work at University of Mauritius. So I had the full university life, and it was great because I love volunteering, and I was there I was always out of the class, volunteering other NGOs, and we even organized an event for the Guinness World Record. We even got the record of having the most participants on a static hand cycle, and it was during the Disability Month in December. So in April 2017, I think we got the official results from the World Guinness Record that we were officially awesome, and I was the project coordinator for this project, and we even did so many fundraising activities. So we cycled from Bradford to Roubaix, which is France, for 7 days, went and back. So we collected, we raised £15,000, so that we had to buy specialized cycle for disabled kids, so that they can participate in the Special Olympics, which was in 2017 in Sheffield, UK. We cycled from Bradford to Edinburgh. We did coast to coast. We did around UK. We even took all the kids, the disabled kids. We cycled from Bradford to Ham, Germany, and we came back. The facilitators, we came back, but the kids, just because they would not be able to come back with their bike, so they got back on the plane, but we came back on our bicycle. And I was. Did
you cycle back to Mauritius?
I wish I could. there was no way. Even from Africa, we would not be able to do it. So yeah, I was also volunteering in a mixed ability rugby team, which was Bumblebees for Bradford, and we even went for the World Cup, for mixed ability World Cup in Spain. And I was responsible for the team as a facilitator, and we even won the Fair Play Trophy. And it was like 2 weeks in Spain, and it was a great experience with all these kids. Then when I came back to Mauritius, like you guys said, reverse culture shock. So I lost almost 16 kg in UK because as well, I was also dancing. I was also a choreographer there. Yeah, I was also dancing for a company, for a dance company where we went for many shows. We went to Holland. We went to Switzerland for shows, even Italy once. Yes. So we had great time, and I lost weight like 16 kg. When I came back, I gained
32 kg
in 1 month actually.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually. So when I came back, I joined Marcus as as a project manager, but I didn't did long there. So then I joined TJAMS because I always loved working in NGOs. So TJAMS also was going through financial crisis, so I went there. I boosted the NGO financially, and I left there after 1 year. Then I came back to Collectif Rivière, where I am now. In 2019, I joined there, so it's already 2 years, more than 2 years. And in 2018, as you mentioned, I was Alumni Social Impact Award winner. And one thing I forgot to say that in University of Bradford, I won the most promising leader of the University of Bradford. I got also the honorary member of 2016-2017 of University of Bradford. And through Chevening, I won the Chevening of the Year award for 2016 and 2017 over 19 scholars from all over the world. So I won the Chevening of the Year award. So all this to tell you that there's one more thing that British Council and the UK Alumni Award and Chevening helped me. In 2014, we founded Rotary Club of Mayberg, and in 2016, so I'm always working on the field here in the south. So I know that this place one called Lallmamode, where there's so many kids who are who has a very low education level. So we decided to start a learning zone there. Then we said, like, we don't have any place to teach these kids. So in 2019, we said, like, let's build a school, a weekend school. And today I can tell you, like, it's already 3 weeks, three weekends that we already started. And we now have a school in Les Bouchons. We have all our stationaries, all our logistic, table, computer, even we have music instruments, and we are really going on with it. And I can say that it was a UK Alumni Award, and also I won the Point of Light Award. Sorry, I forgot about this. A Point of Light award from the Queen itself. And all these awards gave me so much exposure, even in the press, that so many people came to help me and also wanted to help and also wanted to join in all the work that I was doing. So with this, all this has boosted up the construction of the school, and even all the logistic that I got that we needed, and that we already got. So you guys should, everyone who is thinking to apply for the UK Alumni Award, please do so, because there's so many positive things about it, and maybe it's just about the start of the journey, then it will go on.
Okay, yeah. Fantastic. Can we have a big round of applause for Vashil, please? If you can have your little emoji. Vashil, thank you very much indeed. You're such an inspiration figure. I mean, just looking at you, I will never know that you've done so much work, since your childhood to get to where you are, and we hope you do the best. But we'll obviously have a quick panel discussion. Let's move on to Nooreen quickly. Nooreen, you just come from a Zumba session. Looking at the look, so I know you're on fire, but Nooreen is the winner of the Professional Achievement Award in 2020. So Nooreen, in 2021, right? Obviously application was 2020, but the winner was in 2021. So once again, big round of applause to Nooreen. And Nooreen, please, if you can share your story, and then we'll move on to panel discussion. Take it away, Nooreen.
Great. Thank you so much, Anil. Thank you, everyone, for having me on board. And I wish to congratulate all the winners, all the finalists. I must say, at the beginning, when I was applying for the UK Alumni Award, I was just, in this optic of wanting to share what I was able to bring forward in Mauritius, because my intention was always to come back and give back, just like you, Anil, how much you give back to everyone. And so my journey actually started in the advertising agency. I was a graphic designer initially. I mean, I still am, but so initially I started working in the advertising industry for the past 8 years. And eventually, after looking at what was missing the academia, because we were having a lot of interns coming and wanting to do graphic design. And then I was like, okay, but there is something missing. What's the gap? So I decided to go and do my studies in UK, and more precisely, why Goldsmiths University? Because of the research quality and the rigorous academic training that I heard and was offered. I was like, no, that's an opportunity. Let me go for it. And so I went and I spent 1.5 years in UK, and oh my God, I fell in love with the place, with the amazing lecture. And, you know, I was always thinking, oh my God, this is what I need to bring to Mauritius when I come, you know, and my lecturers were always, you know, working like friends. And it was for me so different, because I always grew up in this educational system where you can't be friends with your teacher. What do you say? You can't, like, so I like the dynamism, and I like the fact that, you know, you're open to discussion. There's nobody judging you. Whatever you want to share, bring on board, and then you'll have a very constructive conversation with, you know, your friends. So what I really appreciated when I went to UK was the fact that I would be mixing with different cultures. You know, I learned so much from my friends from Portugal or anywhere around the world, actually, which really enriched my baggage. And then eventually my lecturers also, what they appreciated was the fact that I always like to do social work. So I'm currently, you know, a volunteer with TIPA, which is also arts and education. So when I went to UK, I really wanted to continue implementing my social work within my studies. So there was a project that we took on board along with other friends and my lecturers, which is Food Not Bombs. So we would cook for homeless people around, you know, Lewisham. And I got other connections then with other friends, and we took up a project where we actually got like very good review from other lecturers. And now they're still going on with this initiative. So I think when I got back from my studies, the first thing I wanted to do was to do, you know, lecture part-time, and then still be in touch with the agency so that I could, you know, understand what was the gap with university, with the courses, and at the same time, be working in the industry. And eventually, after a year, I was, you know, there was a proposal to join as a full-time lecturer. Of course, there was an interview process. And I still remember when I went for, you know, my interview, the panel really appreciated the fact that I came with a plan. I came with a short-term plan, a long-term plan. And this is what I learned, you know, with Goldsmiths University, with my lecturers. Like, where do you want to see yourself? What do you want to bring the institution? And all the time when I was thinking about that, I was always thinking, how can I collaborate? How can I bring on board industry, you know, all my connections? And everybody, luckily until now, believes in, you know, creating an impact together, not alone. And especially in the art field, because right now I am lecturing at the School of Fine Arts, most precisely in the field of advertising. But I'm very proud to be working with one of the most, you know, famous artists in Mauritius, which, you know, consider as my colleagues. It's amazing. And to see students also after 5 years who are now doing their solo exhibitions, who are calling me like, Mom, we have to come. We are here today because of all your support. So it kind of brings back of what my lecturers really embedded in me, like how you need to support your students, like make them really believe in whatever they want to do, but not just alone, but trying to make them understand how important it is to work with different field of expertise to bring something together and create a bigger impact. So I think until date, for the first 2 years when I joined, when I joined the School of Fine Arts, Mahatma Gandhi Institute, I kind of concentrated only in the design industry, how my courses, advertising, how I could link and bridge the gap with the industry, which really secured all my students until date, like jobs. So everybody is like employed, and the feedback that I get from the industry all the time is how great the courses are. And the fact that they're also evolving with artists really makes them become more, you know, sensible and sensitive around, have so much of respect, and be very humble in whatever you do in life. So all these kind of I kind of learned that throughout the way when I was studying in UK, and then when I got back again, eventually after 2 years, when I kind of established this structure, I would say, at MGI, then I started collaborate with artists. We kind of hosted a first design showcase for the students, where it was the first time for them to explain their work, show where they want to be, share their works and their portfolio, but it all stayed within MGI. So until recently, with my collaboration with British Council for the UK Alumni Award event, this is the first time we, with the support of British Council and our partners, Imiloa Collective, and even Mahendra, an alumni from the UK, University of Mauritius, where we managed to showcase the students' works for the first time outside of MGI, which was a blessing, I would say, because everybody afterwards, we felt the visibility, the recognition, and all the people really kind of liked and were more curious to know about the students and even about our course. And that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have won the award, the UK Alumni Award. So I really want to encourage everybody to just apply. It's really going to take you to next level of collaboration, and especially when you work with strong, like-minded people who have got this kind of not only training, but really want to give back to our society in every way, wanting to help genuinely without wanting expecting anything in return, but really being here as a support system, as a backbone to all the projects, and pushing forward all your genuine projects that you want to take for the society. So I would really, really encourage everybody to just apply, especially when you see how art is being combined with science, how art really fits in different sector. That has been such eye-opener and motivation for me. So yeah.
Okay, thank you
Anil.
very much, Nooreen. Thank you very much indeed. Big round of applause for Nooreen. Just quickly as well, again, another inspiration figure in Mauritius, Nooreen. So thank you, everyone. I'm just going to run a quick poll survey. We've got a few colleagues joining, and I'm just going to launch that survey to all of you. And the question is, have you applied for the UK Alumni Award? That's it. And then if not, then thinking of applying for the UK. So if you can just put a vote in there as well. I don't know if the panelists can see it yet. So already I can see, I'll give you about 30 seconds to see if what's happening in terms of who's thinking and who has already applied. So I'm just gonna end the poll, just give you a few more. 50% of you have voted, and also the right. So just making sure all the votes are in, and then I'm just going to end poll now. Here we go. So I'm going to share the result with you all, and the results are, here we go. So can you see the result there? Yeah. So 67% is thinking of applying, and 33% have applied already. So hopefully we can get some more applicant on board with us. So just quickly then, we'll go to the panel discussion before we conclude the webinar today. So you will see everyone, just making sure my screen goes up here. So today we've got, so some of you have joined late. You've got Melwyn, Madelon, Krishnee, Appadoo, Vashil, Jasgray, and Nooreen, Lallmamode. Who's going to be talking about just a few more. We've got about 15 minutes of panel discussion before we conclude. So just quickly then, Hafiza, maybe Niamh Allen, if I start with you, you've heard all the story now. What's your thoughts? I mean, we were talking about writing a memoir for Vashil already, and Krishnee is thinking about putting a book together with all the inspirational quotes. Yeah. What's your thoughts quickly, and why it's so important to apply, to have so many beautiful and amazing geniuses with us today?
Well, I think the fact that just on the back of, I said you should write a book, that suddenly everybody on the call was getting on board saying, well, I can do this and I can do that, and yeah, we can do this. And that sums it all up for me. You know, in the 3 years I've been in Mauritius, and seeing, I've never, you know, come across a group of people that are so connected, and it's just going from strength to strength, and you know, and seeing everybody collaborating together. So yeah, and I think listening to the stories and seeing what you know, people with the UK alumni that have come back to Mauritius and what they've been achieving, and just the opportunities and the networking and the collaboration opportunities through being finalists or winners. I think that sort of sums it all up, really, listening to all the stories from, and we've just got a few of us on this call. But yeah, what an amazing group of people. Amazing. Wow. So yes, so please, well, you know, to those of you that are listening in, do apply, because it's, you know, it's worth its weight in gold just to be part of that network. I think, really.
Thank you, Niamh. Thank you very much indeed. Hafiza, you are probably one of the architect of the Alumni Award, with the WhatsApp group, emails, and really bring us together. Listening to all the stories today, from Melwyn, Vashil, Nooreen, Krishnee, what would like to say to the potential applicant of how they can inspire people? And of course, we can see Roshan asking question as well. What's your thought on everything today?
Well, I think, I mean, Niamh already shared so much. We were just telling each other how amazing it is. I mean, I've known Vashil for about 4 years now, since he won in 2017. Well, you know, it's a long process. The Study UK Alumni Awards campaign is 9 months. It's almost like, you know, carrying a child and birthing a child.
I was just going to say, but I thought I won't say.
You were thinking it, but you know, that's sort of the comparison that we have in the team internally, because it is easily one of our longest campaigns in terms of a project. So we actually get to know applicants at a very early stage. So during the shortlisting process already, we get to know them, and then you know, when they're selected as finalists, and I mean, you all bear witness to this. We get to know you. It's not just about you know, it's not just the process of picking a finalists and winners for a category. It's really getting to know you and the work that you're doing. So it's giving you that platform to talk about the work that you're doing and the opportunities that come along with that. So really, it's an honor and a privilege for us to get to work with you. But it's really beautiful seeing the network and the collaborations that have come about through this network. I mean, seeing some of the collaborations. So for instance, Nooreen mentioned very recently the Natural Fibers exhibition that we had at L'Aventure du Sucre with Dr. Mahendra Guruchan from the University of Mauritius, and the whole MGI School of Fine Arts team with Krishnee, Nooreen, Mr. Hari, and Mrs. Nalini Gopal. So it's an entire team working with the artist students as well, and Priya from Imiloa. So it's really a coming together of UK alumni across sectors. And I think this comes back to your webinar today, Anil, which you said at the very beginning, and which is one of your passions, giving back. And I think this is what the UK alumni embody very, very enthusiastically and passionately. It's giving back, and you give back with such joy as well, and so generous with your time. So it's really a privilege for us to be a part of your journeys. And you know, when you talk about the opportunities that you've had through the British Council, it's really beautiful hearing that. And actually, one of my questions, we'd love to get to Roshan's question as well in the chat box, which is a really good question. Yeah. But one of the questions that I'd love to ask, perhaps I think Vashil, is about the professional development program. So it's not just about the platform, selecting the finalists and the winners and creating exposure and reach for all of you, but it's also, I think Niamh and I are really happy about the opportunity where we are able to offer a professional development program to all of you. I'd love to hear from Vashil, for example, his experience of the professional development program with Go Meta Coaching, Bruno Wumed, who offers neuro-linguistic programming training and coaching training, so executive coaching as well to all our winners. So Vashil, maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you, Haf. So the professional development training was very, very good because first, Bruno Wumed was coaching me for all my decision professionally, personally, and it went on, I think, for 3 months. And it was really a great thing for me. Then I also discovered coaching and NLP. So then I went on asking to Bruno, like, hey, can I do this too? They said, yeah, there's training for it. Then I went for the first level. I think Melwyn already did this. So it was a life-changing moment for me for the training. It was like 3 days training. And also it really helped me in my work because I work with the community. I work with lots of people, vulnerable people. So to understand them, to get to know the root of the problem, it really, really helped me. And also with the prize, I also went for some project management training, where I excelled also in the project planning and project management in all my work at my NGO.
Absolutely.
And truly it really helped me. And also I can say that I already got 2 big projects, one from UNDP and one from HSBC International. So this thing that really, really, really helped me. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Vashil, thank you very much indeed. I think we'll pick one of the questions. If I move on to Krishnee, and then we'll get to Melwyn as well. Krishnee, there's a question from Roshan, and Roshan goes on to say, how will the UK Alumni Awardees engage at the community level in the future? Do you foresee any further logistic and a framework to operate? Now, since you were obviously 3 years ago as a finalist, I'm sure you've seen many evolvement from different colleagues. What's your thought on that? And then I'll bounce back to Melwyn on this. So Krishnee, a few words to answer Roshan's question, please.
So thank you for your question. I think it's already happening. The collaborations, the sustainability of our collaborations, partnerships, it's already happening, and it has been happening since the first edition of the awards. So we have right now we have a WhatsApp group where we communicate, regarding events, regarding social initiatives, projects. I think so. It's really happening. We have a platform, so that we have a communication platform first. Secondly, the visibility is there. The integrity of the awards also is there. It's an added plus. And I think that because we people, we are so passionate, and then we keep the passion, but at the same time we want to help the community at grassroots level, but working interdisciplinarily. Okay, so I think it's already happening. We have communication channels, great visibility, and we are also empowered for trainings by, we have the training 2 years back on leadership. So I think the groundwork is already there, the base is there, and just like we mentioned, if, for example, I'm working with Kishan Gochan, Dr. Kishan Gochan. So we work a lot on climate change, environmental issues, sustainability issues. And I mentioned that this week is the Climate Week, sponsored by the British High Commission. So Kishan and I have been working together with Middlesex University. And yesterday we actually went on a trip on the eastern coast of Mauritius, just to see to have a real feel of the effects of climate change in Mauritius and along coastal communities. We actually, the students interacted with the fishermen, with the people, whose livelihood depend on the ocean. So I think the partnerships, the collaborations, the networking, everything is happening and it's sustainable. And I think it's only going to get bigger and better.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Krishnee. I think Hafiza has responded to Roshan there, but Melwyn, talking about how do we sustain all the finalists and the winners is through ongoing training, which Hafiza had just mentioned. And Melwyn, you are just hot off the press from Bruno's training, and you seem you have mastered NLP at its best. So Melwyn, we were talking just before joining live to this webinar, and you seem to, we were sharing between me, you and Niamh about what you've learned. Could you share some of the tips and hints to Roshan and to all of us who hasn't heard the conversation, and what you've learned, because you seem to have been a changed person.
Yeah, true. And I just a little word about when we're talking about collaboration. I like this quote that says, coming together is a beginning, working together is progress, and staying together is success.
Sure.
And when I see what is going on with this team, with all the people here, I can see that success is waiting for us right in front of us. This is coming. And it has already started with the work that we are doing all together. And I must say that when we talk about UK alumni, it's also talking about this community, because I didn't mention it too much, but you're fully part of this community as well, and you're always giving a lot of work in this. And now back to the question that you were talking about, the personal development. First of all, when I like this quote that says, when I started, they asked me, what is the best? How do you qualify yourself as a listener? And then I replied, I would be around an 8 out of 10. But then at the end of the session, when they asked me the same question, I say it would be around a 3 or 4. Why that? Maybe for those who heard about the syndrome of Dunning-Kruger, is that people has a tendency to overestimate their knowledge where they have really little knowledge. So the little that I knew, I thought that I knew everything. But then this course was an eye-opener for me, because I realized that learning to listen to people, the strategy to help people and help them to dig the answer inside, because the first thing that we learn from this training is that all the questions that you might have, the answers are already there. You just need to dig into it and find it. And the importance of digging into these answers yourself is what gives you the drive to move further and reach new limits, new heights. And that's exactly what it's been during this session with Bruno Womed, and this session that was graciously given to us by the British Council. So thanks again, Niamh, thanks again, Hafiza, and thanks again to the whole team for that.
And Melwyn, there was another training we had before. Hafiza, correct me if I'm wrong. Which company was it? I do apologize.
It was with Gemstone. This is
Gemstone,
the training
yes.
with all the cohorts to bring them together. It's the inspirational leadership training. And this is where we bring all the cohorts together. So the second we have a new cohort, we schedule training with Gemstone and bring on board the winners and the finalists from the previous years. This very much answers to Roshan's question about the cohesion and how do we sustain the community, and it's bridging the gaps between the different cohorts as well, and making sure that everybody gets an opportunity to meet the new cohort and network and create those new connections. Yeah.
Okay, and then just Melwyn, thank you very much indeed. I'll get Nooreen to share a slide as well. Nooreen, before we got to the final, we were trained as well. So we applied for the award, but then there was no finalists, no winners, and we got trained from Gemstone.
Exactly.
And I think that was a very enriching experience. Could you share a bit more to all of us?
I agree with you. I mean, taking up to Roshan's questions and what Hafiza is saying, it's true, because it's during those those coaching sessions that we receive, I got to know what you're doing, Anil, and then I got to know a little bit about what Melwyn, everybody in the group was doing. And it kind of clicked immediately. I was like, oh my God, Melwyn, what are you doing? I'm so interested in whatever you're doing. How can I help? And then even you, Anil, you were like, oh, Nooreen, you have to share your story. And just immediately everybody was like, oh, your strength and my strength, how can we take that forward? And within the coaching session that was offered to us with British Council, and we're still having coaching session, which is something I really appreciate, because it enables us to keep connecting and keep talking and keep, that proximity that we have. We feel like we're a community, and it's amazing because you are in such a kind of a safe zone where everybody is like empowering each other, lifting each other up with their ideas. And I realized within the meta coaching sessions, even the co-meta that we received, how we could, tackle projects, and definitely how we could, pitch in our ideas and, have a tone and what direction we want to take. Taking time to, take a step back maybe and look at it at a different angle. How can we collaborate with different people from different backgrounds? And even now with Bruno's session, I'm really looking forward to implement whatever I've learned with the students, because it really, how I'm going to be asking questions now if I want really good results, and, how to really dig in deeper if I'm expecting, more information. And so all of this, I feel, is really contributing to our professional, career path, and definitely. I'm very, very grateful to British Council, because they really take the time and stay in touch with us, really care about what we want to do, even within the discussions, really enrich us. So yeah, thank you so much.
And Nooreen, just a quick one as well. You were obviously mentoring a student from MGI as well, I believe.
Yes.
Which we obviously had a tribute to when we all had the award ceremony. So maybe a few words on that before I move to Niamh, and then we'll just do a final circle. So Nooreen, just a few words on the work you're doing as part of the community giving back.
So, the students, we had like a group of students who really they had to do an internship. And again, with British Council, with all the projects and working on the natural fiber exhibition, I kind of learned so much from them, because deep inside, when there were a lot of questions such as, but ma'am, how are we going to do with this natural fiber? Is it going to be sustainable? Because it was the first time for them to actually work with that. And I stood up strong and I was like, it's going to be fine. We'll be fine. Even if deep inside, I was like asking everyone, but it was a good learning with different collaborators in the field. And again, like we mentioned with Mahendra, Guruchan, Dr. Mahendra, who's also, he created paper along with Dr. Suchita, which is amazing, because we visited the whole lab at University of Mauritius, which is again something I would have never, discovered without this collaboration, and how they made handmade paper with sugarcane and bagasse. And then our students experimented on that, made like big paintings, and everybody was like so connected. And we were like, oh my God, now can we experiment with this? How is this going to happen? Even we as lecturers and artists, we were learning in the process. And that mentorship of coaching them to, reach to that outcome was fascinating. For 2 weeks, we really bonded well. And we're still in touch on our WhatsApp group every time, saying, oh, we missed this. When are we going to meet again? When are we going to be around again? So I think that is so important, and we really value that.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you, Nooreen. Thank you very much indeed. Niamh, just quick one. This is the 4th year of the Study UK Alumni Award. Are you growing bigger and bigger, and the network is growing? Did you ever think that one day you'll have so many inspiring people around you when you started?
No, I said when I first arrived that, you know, there's no way on earth that I would have thought that I'd been, you know, in Mauritius, you know, and in front of all these people. Not seriously, no, not a chance. And also I've been with the British Council for 27 years, which is a long time, but because I was teaching for years and years.
Can you have a big round of applause, everyone? 27 years, and I'm only 26.
27 years, yeah, just
wow.
Yeah, thanks for making me feel old there, Anil. But anyway, 27 years and loving it. And I think being involved with the UK Alumni Awards and Fame Lab and all those different events that we do, that's what it's all about. It's being able to connect people, being able to share best practice and ideas globally. And this community here that Hafiza has been spearheading and has just taken it, because, you know, it's been an amazing 3 years. This will be the 4th year now working with Hafiza, and just the amount of stuff that we've achieved and that she has taken forward and has been amazing, and it's just grown from strength to strength. So I would say huge thank you to Hafiza. I think that is from everybody. And a huge thank you to all our UK alumni, and a special thank you, Anil, today for helping us to host this, the host with the mostest. So thank you very much for that. And I think, you know, Hafiza and I will be obviously in touch. There will be a lot more exciting things coming our way, a lot more training. So yeah, watch this space.
Okay, so we've got 10 minutes left. I want to finish off with Krishnee with the final round. Krishnee, I mean, obviously, as part of the UK alumni, we talk about having an impact, being a role model, being a mentor. You as a lecturer of University of Mauritius, anybody watching us or will be watching us as well through the YouTube channel, what advice would you give to being a role model and also a mentor of giving back to young people in the society? What are you gaining right now as being a lecturer, giving back, and also the work through the UK alumni? Few words, please.
Thank you, Anil. I think that's a very important question that you asked. Actually, all of today, since 10:30 in the morning, I have been getting messages from my students who have been awarded distinctions in their dissertations, and I was the dissertation supervisor. So, I mean, since this morning until right now, I'm having messages where my students are thanking me for encouraging them to embrace the subject that they wanted to embrace, to study and to do research on. And most of the topics have been around issues relating to climate change, marine conservation, gender inequality, public participation, the rule of law, etc. So today I was so happy, I was so thrilled. And I mean, it's a coincidence that we're having this webinar today, because all I could think of was that whatever I experienced with my professors in the UK, I applied it in my teaching in Mauritius, and this is the result. So, you know, for me, just today having all these messages, all these calls, for me, it's like so rewarding. And I've been inspired by my professors in the UK. So I think this is the kind of impact that as alumni we are making in Mauritius. So we are inspiring the next generation of, for example, environmentalists, environmental lawyers, women champions. So I think the experience that I had in the UK, it forged my professionalism at the University of Mauritius. And my students are like, yes, we have to meet up, we have to publish this piece of research, and, you know, and the research is going to impact on the community as well. So I think what I would say that it's really rewarding to, after all of these efforts and of studying in the UK, of gaining that experience and applying it to Mauritius. And my students, I mean, I don't know if I deserve it, but they call me a role model, especially the ladies. They say that I am a Wonder Woman and I make things happen and I inspire them. So I think part of it, a great part of it is thanks to being part of that community and also of being empowered and of having trainings, you know, the leadership, the inspirational leadership training by Gemstones was really, really helpful for me. And I'm still taking things from, learnings from that. So yeah, so guys.
And Krishnee, presumably when you get feedback from students, these are things that money can't buy, it's priceless. Right, and the satisfaction you get is truly out of this world, right?
Yes, it's true. And today I was just telling a colleague that, you know, I applied for promotion at the university 3 years ago and I didn't get it, but the results of my students, their success, their smiles, and when they are going to take, you know, to march during the graduation ceremony, and I'm going to be upstairs and watching them getting their certificates, for me, this is genuinely, and I'm saying it, you know, very openly, this is bigger than any recognition, any award, any kind of promotion. And I mean, this is what giving back is. And I want to thank again the British Council, the UK and Mauritius, the British High Commission, and, you know, all these universities that I've attended, and, you know, all the magical experience that I got. And I'm trying to to do my bit and change society, you know, cause by cause. Yeah, and just I just want to add finally that, you know, I also am the co-founder of Mind Matters Limited, which is one of the first social businesses working on mental health awareness in Mauritius. Yeah. So I co-founded, actually the idea took root at SOAS, while I was having coffee with my friend Jepaul, who is also Vashil's friend. So we're all interconnected. And I told Jepaul, you know, I'm someone who suffers from bipolar disorder since I'm 15. And, you know, the support that I got from UCL when I had a depression in my final year as a disability student was amazing. And it's across all UK universities. If you declare yourself as having a disability as a student, the support that you get from, you know, the counselors, the professors, the admin section, the exam section, so it's amazing. And I wanted to bring this to Mauritius. So we've been running since 2018, we've been running workshops across universities in Mauritius, and we have started the conversation about mental health. So fantastic. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say.
All right, thank you very much, Krishnee. Hafiza, and I think you want to answer one of those questions there. Before then, I'll move to Vashil and then conclude with Melwyn. So Hafiza, quickly, if you want to answer to Roshan's question there.
Yeah, I think I'm really liking Roshan's question around how we can engage globally, regionally, and Study UK Alumni Awards is the largest international platform that the British Council has to engage with UK alumni. And around your question with budget, this is also the project where we invest in to engage with our UK alumni locally. And I think, Roshan, there needs to be a conversation here with the British Council and the High Commission to look at how we can efficiently engage with UK alumni in a wider capacity locally. So I think let's that's something that we can offline and talk about further with the British High Commission. So yeah, definitely we should be carrying on this conversation. And I was just saying to Niamh that it's amazing the content and the quality of the connections and conversations that we get just by putting us in the same space. Yeah, so it's just amazing connections coming out of this and more collaborations, really. So really excited about that. And real quick, Roshan asked about COP26. So yes, that's another space to watch. We will be focusing on raising awareness around what the UK is doing here with the launching and having COP26 over the next couple of weeks. And we will be hosting an exhibition and panel discussions in the next few weeks, rather. Once again with UK alumni engagement and collaboration, and hopefully with you as well, Roshan. We'd love to engage with you in this space and look forward to working with you and the work that you're doing as well, which is so important. So yeah, thank you so much for your questions, Roshan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. We'll move on to Vashil. We've got 5 minutes left. Vashil, quickly, what's your word of advice to anybody who want to apply? I mean, you're doing great work. I mean, like we said, we all agreed unanimously that we want a book from Vashil Jasgray on Amazon, and we'll buy it off there as well. So I'll be the one to buy it from my Kindle. It's somewhere here around my table. But Vashil, quickly, a few words before we move on to Melwyn about mentoring and being a role model, especially in a society where we have TikTok, Instagram, and we're spending so much binge watching, whereas you guys are really working on the field.
Actually, it's about passion. Actually, if you love something, then you will do it, whatever happens in your life. Even if you're very, 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 very busy, you will have time to do all that you love. And about the application for the UK alumni, please, I will request all the one who wants to apply, just write all about your achievements and what have you been doing till now, and I'm sure it won't go waste. That's for sure. And also just let them know like what you want to do next. Also, that will be also a scoring point. And about the new generation, I told you like it is all about passion. And here in Mauritius, something very easy is happening is that you're getting everything very, very easy for the technology and everything. But if you go down and if you go on the field and if you work with real people, with not behind the screen but real on the field, you will feel that satisfaction that your salary can't get you actually. So I will encourage everyone to apply for this and also connect with us. We can do so many collaboration together, and we will make the world a better place to stay.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Before we move on to Melwyn, I just want to share something before we conclude. And just bear with us just quickly as I share my screen, just making sure I've got that sorted as well. Here we go, ready to go. Just give me 1 minute and off we go here. Okay, so, right, just give me 2 minutes, here we go. Okay. As I share my screen, Melwyn, I just want to share quickly the slides. So just bear with me as I share that with you. There we go. All right, so this should be with you now and show the video as well. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll take the question. So I think it's been a really inspiring webinar. I want to catch up with Melwyn and have everybody word of wisdom as well. But I want to share this with you. I don't know if anybody have seen this. Always by Richard Branson, a letter to his mom. Anybody seen that? Anybody? All right, so fantastic. So I'm going to share this with you because it has been such an amazing night and evening today. So here we go. And I'm going to just make sure we've got the sound ready as we go for this one. And then we'll conclude the webinar with Melwyn and everybody else. So if you can see my screen and of course the sound, if you can just give me a hands up as we go along. Have a watch to this one. Off we go.
Dear Mum, you always told me to reach for the stars. Well, I took my own winding road, but I always knew to follow your lead. You always pushed us to our limits. When I was a child, you threw me out of the car miles from our house and urged me to find my own way home. You let me jump into a river to sink or swim. You and Dad taught me and my sisters independence and loved us with fierceness and tenderness. You were always an adventurer. You took glider lessons dressed as a boy.
Yeah, I think. Okay, he's back.
One sec, I think I just need to play the video again. I do apologize. The internet went down because we were going on space. So just give me 1 second again. And just making sure we've got that ready. So apologies for this one. Off we go again. If you can see it.
Every day toward Germany.
Can you see it, guys?
After the war. You flew treacherous routes as intrepid cabin crew for startup airlines. You took us into the great unknown on family holidays. You treated every day as a chance to explore. Before the word existed, you were always an entrepreneur. You helped make ends meet by creating your own small businesses. You showed me how to grow a company, how to treat people, how to be creative, how to balance work and play, how to live. You were always a romantic. You and Dad showed Joan and me the way to build a life filled with humor and heart, open humility, honesty and happiness. You showed us the value of kindness, the magic of laughter, the beauty of peace, and the joy of family. You were always my guiding light in Virgin Galactic. You shared with me that the day we named our mothership VMS Eve was one of your happiest. You always knew Eve would start my journey to space one day, just as I always knew you would do the impossible for me. Well, Mum, I was a child with a dream looking up to the stars. Now I've seen the unimaginable wonder of space, carried by our mothership, which carries your name, and will carry the next generation of dreamers into space. You were always a dreamer. You urged me to strive for every opportunity I saw. You told me to chase my wildest fantasies, life to the full. Well, the brave may not live forever. How you live, how you love, and how you are missed. Dad always said, "Isn't life wonderful?" And you both showed us it was. Always.
Okay, so thank you very much indeed, guys. I'm sure you're getting obviously goosebumps, as we say on this one, as I share this one. And as Richard Branson Gale says, if you don't have time for the small things, you won't have time for the big thing as well. And he also mentioned the brave may not live forever, but the cautious may not live at all. So again, we've got all the bravest person around today on the webinar as well. And he goes on to say the best advice I could give anyone is to spend your time working on whatever you're passionate about, which has just been mentioned as well. So we're going to do a quick final survey to everybody else watching us today before we conclude. And here we go. So we're just going to do a quick final survey. We'll just give you 30 seconds. I think you can see the screen as well. The panelists can vote as well based on the inspiring presentation today. Do you want to be part of the British Council UK Alumni Award family? Definitely, I'll say yes. Nooreen is hitting the ceiling right there. So already we can see that as well. So please, please, please. And I'm just going to stop sharing now and share the result. 100% of you are saying they want to be part of this British Council community, which is fantastic as well. So thank you very much indeed. And of course, I would like to thank Niamh, Hafiza, Melwyn, Krishnee, Nooreen, and Vashil for their time. So from the bottom of our heart and on behalf of all participants today, endless thanks for your invaluable time. It's already 1 hour and 30 minutes, and for giving back and for being a role models for all of us. So deadline is Friday, 29th of October. So don't fly and please apply. All right. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Be safe. Of course, this was the topic of today. So just to conclude, final word of wisdom. Of course, if I start with probably Nooreen, because Nooreen seemed really like on fire. Nooreen, few words from you. Word of wisdom to be part of such a humble and privileged community.
Oh my God, and look at the privilege we have to have you with us. You're always cheering all of us all the time. So yes, guys, everybody apply. You're going to be having a great time with all of us. So all the best for the applications, and we look forward to welcoming all of you on board. Yes, go for it.
Thank you, Nooreen. We'll move on to Krishnee. Krishnee, a few words of wisdom. Anything you'd like to say, a quote, a word of wisdom, anything you want just to get people going.
Thank you so much, Anil, for setting this up, and thank you to the people who attended and hopefully are going to apply. What I want to say is a quote, which is, there are the two most important days of your life is the day you are born and the day you find out why. So I think this encapsulates what the experience I've been having being part of such a great community. I was born, I studied in Mauritius, then I went to the UK. I got a splendid education, an all-rounded education, and I came back and I gave to my community. So I think that is what we should be thinking about when we're applying. What kind of changes you've been making after returning to Mauritius, how you're giving back. We want you to apply, and we want you to be part of this great community to collaborate further and to move things forward. So please, please apply.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Melwyn, you are a recent winner for the Entrepreneur Award. I mean, you are such an inspiration to all of us here, as well as to all the community, from Toastmasters to all your NGOs. Few words of wisdom, Melwyn, about why you are such a role model and why mentoring is such an important task.
Yeah, well, first of all, I must say that doing the UK Alumni Awards and getting the awards is not just about the gifts and the award itself. Well, don't get me wrong, Niamh, I'm not returning the coffee machine. Well, what I wanted to say is that the project it's more about three things that comes in my mind. First is the people, because together we have been able to build a community and to be all together working together. The third thing is the personal growth that we had. Being a role model, we're talking about people getting on media and all that, but learning how to become a real role model for others is important. Building bridges, it's exactly what British Council is doing, building big bridges among alumni, and also bringing big bridges with all the other communities, like with the universities and all that. And the first thing is bringing this sustainable positive impact all together when we are working. So with all of this, I must say, long live British Council and long live the alumni, and hope to have you among us.
Awesome, Melwyn. Thank you very much indeed. We like the background photo as well of London Bridge. You're just like the real deal today. Awesome, Melwyn. Vashil, obviously, few final word of wisdom, just a few words, a beautiful quote, or maybe the best advice you had in life.
So I will just say, follow your passion, and to all those who are applying, if you guys want to go far, please apply. We will do it together. It's all about networking.
Yeah, that sounds like an African proverb. If you want to go far, apply together, or something like that. So fantastic, Vashil. Hafiza, final word from you before we move to Niamh. But you did say 3 words to Niamh in the award community. There was 3 C's: class, charisma, and there was something else.
Compassionate.
Compassionate. So I will get back to you because we've got 3 words for you as well. So just to let you know, guys, Hafiza mentioned 3 words because Niamh's such a leader to the British Council in Mauritius. So Hafiza said 3 words. Niamh's got class, Niamh's got charisma, and Niamh is very compassionate. So fantastic.
Courageous as well. Very courageous
as well. Fantastic. That's 4 C's now. So Hafiza, final word from you. Where do you get the energy to sustain the alumni from 2018, 2019, 2020, and now it's going to be 2021? So a few words from you, Hafiza, before we get the final word of conclusion from Niamh.
I think it's what everyone's been saying: passion for the work, passion for I think passion, and I'll add another word as well: empowering. Niamh knows I have an absolute love of empowering others, just as she does for us at the British Council, and she does for me. She empowers us, she empowers me, and I think this is why we work so well together, because I also love empowering others, and it comes from that, the love to empower and the passion to do this. And you know, I admire the work that all of you do, and it's a privileged position that we are in to be able to offer a platform for that. So thank you to all of you.
Very much indeed. Niamh, just quickly, a few words from you before we conclude. But I want to just obviously conclude, but obviously a few words from you in terms of just a word of wisdom to everybody applying.
I'm going to show something, and I know I shouldn't, but I don't know if
let's go for it. Let's go for it.
But I don't know if you can see on the wall. What does it say?
Wow.
Can you see that?
Yeah, follow your dreams. Live on the webinar.
Follow your dreams.
Wow, fantastic.
This is my I'm in my son's room, and my son left, as some of you know, to go to university. So he's just started. He's just finished doing Freshers Week in Bristol, and this is his room. And I think, again, going back to passion,
wow.
And I put that up on his wall because I've always said to him, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. And this is a child who had learning difficulties at school and everything, but he always said, I'm going to be an architect. I'm going to be an architect. And we were always like, really? Oh, you know, I don't know. And I swear to God, it's true. He followed his dreams. He is now in Bristol studying architecture. So you know what? You can do it if you've got that passion and you've got that belief, and you've got a strong network around you to support you and empower you to make it happen. So go apply, and we look forward to welcoming you and growing this team and community even more.
Niamh, such a moving story, everyone. Can we have a big round of applause for Niamh's story, and obviously truly moving and truly inspiring. So before we go, guys, we need to take a quick photo because we were not part of the photo as well. So let's have a quick photo. If we can have a big smile, everyone, quickly before I conclude. So, I mean, obviously the participant can applaud as well and give back with your little emoji. So big, Krishnee, maybe your video needs just to drop down a little bit because fantastic. Here we go. So guys, big cheese, everyone. Make as if you're going to space with Richard Branson. Okay, awesome, fantastic. I managed to capture you. Just give me 1 second as well as we go through and just making sure I don't lose this valuable picture. There we go. Okay, so just to conclude, everyone, we've reached the end. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes already, and webinar is one of the way, is the future in some sort of way as well. But I have 3 final words for Hafiza, and we've got 3 words for her. It's PLC. So everybody leaving this webinar room today is PLC. The first one is passion. The second one is listening. And the third one is communicating. So passion, listen, and communicate. So on this note, everybody, thank you very much indeed. It's been a great time with you and for giving back today. And of course, we'll see you when we see you. Thank you, everyone, and a big wave to everyone as we conclude the webinar. Take care, everyone, and see you when we see you. Thank you very much indeed. Bye.
Thank you, Anil. Thanks, everyone. Bye.